Hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel! We have almost 6 months. Everyone wants to know where we're headed next. Everything is packed. We're ready to move. Adel graduated last night. And we are going to... Where are we going, Orion? Where are we going? Sydney, Australia! Ah, is that exciting? Yes? Wow! Yeah, so we're going to Sydney, Australia. I am going to go to Dallas, and all of his stuff is packed. And that's my stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it that I'm taking. Everything else stays exactly the same. There's Alo making his coffee for the day. And he's going to pack everything with the movers, put it in a storage, so when we come back after 6 months, we have our stuff. Yeah, that's right. And this little munchkin will be 6 months on the plane. Yes? You'll be 6 months on the plane? Yeah. So that will be exciting when we come back. He's gonna be a year plus. How cool. How cool, Ryan. Wow. Yes. Cheeks is a little too big for this. Yes? We're gonna leave the pack and play behind. You're gonna come back and you're gonna be upgraded to a crib. Wow! So I got a lot of questions about this move on my Instagram, so I'm gonna try to answer all of them during this video. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do hit the bell icon so I know that you guys like these kind of videos and I can keep making more of it. So we moved to Sydney, Australia because Adel applied for another fellowship for 6 months, and so we're coming back in 6 months. That gives us a little more time to apply for jobs. Honestly, we were going for a year, but when he started interviewing, a lot of places didn't want to wait for a year, so we shortened it for a 6 months fellowship. And Australia was, wherever he was training, they were really nice to shorten it out. I flew from Atlanta to Dallas first because there is a direct flight from Dallas to Sydney. It is 17 hours. So I took this flight with Rian first. And have you experienced the 2020 delays yet? If not, this is it. Unfortunately, our bags took a long time to come. I packed for Sydney and Dallas and took all that stuff with me. I packed my formula enough, and that was the last pack that we had made it home. Adel joined us a week later in Dallas, and we were there he was there for like 2 days. We celebrated Rian's early 6 months birthday, so he's like halfway there. So he turned 6 months in the plane. So packed for Australia, Sydney. So we're taking 5. That's Adel's big one. Adel has 2, I have 2, and then Rian has 1. And then we have 2 hand carries, and then a backpack for Adel, and a backpack for me, and that is Rian's stroller that can fit in a backpack. So I'll link this in the description below so you guys can get it. But yeah, we're taking 5 suitcases, checked in bags, 2 hand carries, and 2 backpacks. And 1 hand carry just has Rian's stuff in it, and his diaper bag goes in the checked in or the hand carry, which we always carry. So let me show you guys what I have in here. I have extra diapers in there, some extra clothes, some entertainment stuff, and blanket. And then I have 4 bottles for transit and some pacifiers. I have 10 bibs and 10 outfits in here. This is a spoon. It's actually a really handy spoon. I don't know if I could do this with one hand. So like it pops off like that. And I use this to feed him solids. You put the solids in here. It has all these markings. I don't know if you can see it. So you can measure how much you're feeding him. And then you can squeeze and it comes out in this spoon and you just feed it to him. But he also uses this as like a teether, which he loves. So we're not gonna give him any solids in flight, but he's gonna use it as a teether, so I'm carrying this. And then his changing diaper is here. His wipes are in here. This is his pacifier sanitizing wipes. It comes in really handy. One of my friends gave it to me for our France flight because she didn't use it for her flight, and it came in really handy, so I keep it with me. I have some teethers for him because he's teething quite a bit now. I have a rattle for him in here for entertainment. He doesn't really need that much entertainment stuff right now. He's 6 months when we're traveling. Like, he'll be 6 months in flight tomorrow. So I have these 4 bottles here that we're gonna carry. I'm gonna take his thermos because that comes in really handy. And I love this diaper bag. It has a lot of different pockets, and I have all of his diapers in here. I'm taking 20 in total for transit just in case. We probably will use 12, but I'm gonna take extras. I have some socks in here for him. This is another pocket. And yeah, that's pretty much all the pockets I've used in here. So that's what's in his diaper bag. We flew Qantas. That is Australia's main airline. So first things first, we're checking our bags in here. Trolleys come in really handy with that many bags. If you have a long flight with a small child, like Rian 6 months, and this was a 17-hour flight, we took an overnight flight just so we can sleep majority of the time, and that was one of the best decisions ever. Also, if you're not flying American, then you can still get into the American Airlines lounge. Delta doesn't do that for some reason. Delta doesn't even have their lounges in other like terminals. If Delta is not flying, like if you're not flying Delta and you are in other terminals, Delta doesn't even have their lounge there. That's not the case with American. So we chilled at American Airlines lounge and waited for our flight because we got there 3 hours before. With Rian, we always get to the airport sooner than we need to. We had a diaper situation as soon as we got here. So honestly, keep enough time, and it's so you can feed them and change them and all that. It is 8 o'clock. Our flight is at 10:40. So we have a little bit of time, and we're gonna be chilling. I'm gonna call my parents. I'm gonna talk to them. We're gonna feed him. I'm gonna eat something. Wow! Yes! And then we're gonna change his diaper and be on our way. Yes! For a 17-hour flight. Are you gonna behave? Yes? Not really. I hope so. I hope so. Are you excited to go to Australia? Yes? Wow! Harriet? Are you excited? Yes? It's 10 o'clock. We're about to board. It's Qantas Airlines, DFW Airport. He's gonna be 6 months tomorrow on flight. Yes! Wow! Little feet are constantly moving. What does your shirt say? Let's see. It says what? It says what? What? Wow, let's see it. Wow, it says halfway to becoming wild one. Wow. Families with small kids always get priority boarding, so we gate checked our stroller here with his little stroller, put it in a bag. They give you a bag tag, so you check it in on the gate. And then I just held him, honestly, and then Al got the 2 hand carries, and we got to our seat. We had our baby carrier with us. You can't put him in a baby carrier before the flight takes off. You have to strap them in to your seat belt. So they give you another seat belt attachment right here. We did put him in a sling. We didn't know that because we flew to France and they didn't give us that attachment. So Australian airline is a bit more strict. Masks were mandated the whole flight. You had to wear it. People were wearing it even when they were sleeping overnight, which was pretty crazy to me. We did not get the bassinet seat because there were 2 other families that had requested it and booked it in advance.
So honestly, we just wore him most of the time, and the families around us used the bassinet. Luckily, we had an empty seat between us, so we just used that as his like sleeping area. So he had his own seat. So we got lucky. The food was decent. Honestly, it wasn't like amazing, and it wasn't terrible either. The breakfast was horrible. They could do a little bit better than frozen eggs. So, yeah, most of the time he slept on us or on the seat in between us. So, we did that. Pro tip, if you are flying with a baby, make sure you have enough formula and diapers. This time I didn't pack the powder to mess with. I just bought like bunch of liquid Infamil bottles, and then I just poured that in and gave it to him to feed. And he behaved majority of the flight. He was crying his eyes out 5 minutes before landing because his ears were popping this time, and he refused to take his pacifier. Like, I was trying to shove the pacifier in his mouth and it was not working. He was just not having it. So unfortunately he cried a lot at landing. But other than that, majority of the time we wore him, and as you can see, there were two other babies around us. The seats were pretty spacious, I want to say. I did get to watch the Fantastic Beasts movie. I think number 3 it was. I finished the whole movie. That was a win. But yeah, overall the flight was pretty smooth. Not much turbulence. So if you do have a bassinet seat, that would have come in handy. In France when we were going, the bassinet seat didn't work out, even though we got it. There was a lot of turbulence, and when there is turbulence, you can't have the baby in the bassinet. We finally arrived in Sydney at 6 a.m. in the morning. So we left Dallas at August 1st, and we landed in Sydney August 3rd. So August 2nd got lost in time. The border control were pretty easy, honestly. It went by really fast. So as soon as you get off the plane, everyone rushes, and we always sprint. We always take, Adil and I always take turns with Rayan. If my wrist is hurting or he's really tired, we pass him around back and forth. He was pretty happy once he got off the plane, honestly. It was getting close to his feeding time, so he was gonna get anxious soon. I knew that, so we went through border control pretty fast. The only problem was getting our bags. It did take a little while to get the bags, and leaving the airport was a complete mess. There were people everywhere. They were closing the gates and redirecting people to different gates. They also had trolleys here, but they had it right next to the baggage area, which was really nice, I thought. But those are the lines to get out of the airport. It was pretty hectic just getting out with that many bags. As you could see, we went to one exit, waited there for a while, and then they closed that gate, redirected us to a different exit. So it was pretty crazy to drag him around with that many bags. As you can see here, I'm carrying Rayan with one hand and grabbing this bag right here. Adil is trying to get one trolley in front of him and the other trolley behind him. So it was pretty nuts. But we finally got out around 7 o'clock. It took us an hour from when we got off the plane to come outside and look for our person that was picking us up. We honestly bought a car, so someone from Adil's work came to pick us up in that car, and thankfully everything fit and we were on our way. So I will leave the house tour somewhere on the screen here when I post the next one, but here we are on our way to our place. So if you want to see our place, let me know in the comments below and I will go ahead and post it for you guys, and give it a big thumbs up. I'll see you guys in the next vlog.